Hello, and welcome to Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, the stage of the Basketball Champions League 2021 Final 8. Apologies, first of all, for the tiny technical delay. We will proceed without any further ado to the pre-game press conference for the two Wednesday quarterfinals. This will be conducted in two parts. In the first part, we're honored to have with us the coaches, the head coaches of the four participating teams. In the second part, we're going to have with us the captains of the four teams. Let's start without delay with the questions. Just a very tiny clarification, because this is a socially distanced event. So we're only going to have the questions from the room. We're not going to have any more questions. I apologize for that. So let me present first of you the four coaches of the four teams that will be in Wednesday's quarterfinals. On the left of your screen, you have with you Zoran Lukic, the head coach of Nizhny Novgorod, the hosts. Right next to him is Luis Casimiro, the head coach of Casademont Zaragagoza. On the other side, next to the trophy, is Oren Amiel, the head coach of Nymburk. And on the far right side of your screens is Ufuk Sarica, the head coach of Pinar Karsiyaka. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome everybody to Nizhny Novgorod. Good luck with the games tomorrow. Let me start the questions with Mr. Lukic, first of all. Mr. Lukic, the first question we have for you is, you're obviously somebody who's been in Nizhny for many years now, but you had the benefit of having arrived here as an outsider. So can you maybe explain to an international audience the progress that this club has made over the years, and why did this club wanted to host the Final Eight in the first place?
I'm working here like it's almost 10 years from two parts when I start here, and it was, we managed and understand the situation a long time ago, because the team was in the second division. So when we start to talk about how to improve the team and of course the results of the team, it was not too easy, because the conditions not too good. We have to organize everything, but it was challenge for me, because I was coming from the Moscow, and like working with a team who wants to go up and make something new, definitely something new, what we made. In that time, it was something that was big challenge for that time. So step by step, I can say even like surprise. First a year and a half, made good result. Then after that, VTB League, final of the VTB League. So I think maybe in some point it was too fast for us. Because definitely also have to develop infrastructure for the club, for this competition now. Okay, it's a final of the Champions League, what we have now. But we're trying to do our best step by step. And for me, it was, like I'm saying, it was a big challenge. I'm happy that we could do it. And now we are in the final eight of the Champions League. The city is happy because of that, and this organization what we have big celebration of them, like a country here. So I think it's also good opportunity for them make one more step further, and for this team, for this city, I think it's very important.
Thank you very much. Mr. Casimiro, first question for you, if I may. You're in a sort of a unique position among your four colleagues here, because you're the only one who arrived at the team just a couple of weeks before the Final Eight. So obviously the very natural question everybody wanted to ask is, what was your approach when you arrived at the team? Did you try to change the players and the team, the style of play of the team, or did you adjust to the style of play that the players and the team had when you arrived?
Yes, I stay here only 2 weeks, and the first one is the players, and second one is my idea about the basketball. No? I think in only help to the players, and organization, a little details for the defense, offense, and discipline. but the most important thing, the 2 weeks, is the chemistry to the team for play. I think good basketball during the last week, 2 weeks.
Thank you very much. Next one is Mr. Amil, the head coach of Nymburk. And of course, Mr. Amil, it's the second time for you because you were in the same position 9 months ago in Athens. But if we, of course, it's a long time ago that September, that final eight in Athens. So I want us to focus a little bit on this event here and ask you, in the playoffs just last month, you played very crucial games without some important players like Khruban or Obaswan, but you had other guys that stepped up every time and they carried the team. So can you please explain to our audience a little bit, how did you manage for the team to develop this mentality as a coach, and how did you keep your players ready to contribute at any minute?
Hello, everybody. We have a motto in our team, and we call it no self-pity. Basically, you cannot change the facts. You can just deal with the current situation. And everybody knows that if someone is out, someone needs to step up. We live like this on a daily basis, and I think when we got to this situation, when we have some guys out, we didn't think about these guys. We just thought how we gonna play the game, like we always do, and in the same system. So I think it was a big step for bench guys to come and help us to keep playing the way we play.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Now, the first question for Mr. Saritsa. Welcome, Mr. Saritsa, to Russia. Now, you were the head coach of Karsiyaka both times that the club came close to winning a European title, in 2013, and of course last year in the FIBA Europe Cup that was abandoned in the semi-finals. Did you come here thinking that the third time has to be the lucky one for your club, that the time has come for Karsiyaka to win a European trophy?
Hello, I hope first of all we are very happy to be here. I'm very proud. We are going to fight against very good coach, players and teams. Actually, we were not lucky for the last two times. We were so close maybe, but couldn't get it. I hope we can do it now, but it's too early to talk about final, about cup. We have a very important game to play on Wednesday. We have to focus on this game.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Now, if we may go back to Mr. Lukic. Coach, back in November, maybe a lot of people outside of Nizhny don't know this, but back in November, your team had so many COVID-19 cases that you had a hard time finding 5 guys to put on the court. And I imagine at that time, 6 months ago, you didn't expect to be in this position of hosting the Final 8 at this moment. Can you give us an account a little bit of what went right for your team? What moves did you have to make to reach from that low point to this high point now?
It's not a problem only for my team. For sure, all the teams had problem with the COVID, and it is situation, it's a world problem now. So, also sport it's a part of that. So we have to adapt on that situation, and it was not easy. Definitely it was not easy. Maybe it's like good challenge for the coaches, because for sure we start to make some movements that we are not ready, for sure. And to recognize some of our players, their possibilities, what kind of level the game they can play, what we can expect from them. So like something new, not too good because of the health of the players, because everybody wants to compete, the competition is continuing, not stopping. So all of us, even doctors, not only coaches, even doctors, we are under big pressure and trying to, with some solution, not only playing the games, and also to try to play interesting basketball, to try to put our philosophy, to show to everybody what we can do. So in that moment, for me, probably for the other coaches, it was like I said, challenge, and you never know how it's going to finish. We have now 8 teams who are at the finals with the same, more or less, the same problems, and I'm sure that the coaches will get something from that, and also not only the coaches, the players, the clubs, the medics and stuff. So this is the situation that could be again in front of us. So we have to be smart and understand what we need to do.
Thank you. Mr. Casimiro, obviously it's very unique that your first BCL game will be a quarterfinal, but you come to the BCL with a fresh look. But you have huge experience in Liga Endesa. You have huge experience winning the FIBA with Manresa all these years ago and so on. So I imagine you've watched some film of Nizhny Novgorod, you've watched them play. If you compare them to what you know from the Spanish teams, the FIBA teams, how do you compare Nizhny to a typical Spanish team? How would you compare Nizhny Novgorod, the style of basketball they play, to a typical Spanish team that you're used to?
Yes, I think is basketball is around the world is the same things. I think it's difficult. This season is difficult, but I think adapted to this competition is a good challenge for me, for the team, for everybody. But the experience is important. But I think the key is tomorrow in the quarter final is ready for compete and play and make a very good job.
Thank you. Mr. Amil, a second question for you is about the style of play that your team and Karsiyaka have. You're obviously two teams that play a very different style of basketball. You play much faster, Karsiyaka plays slower. But if there is one thing that you could have from Karsiyaka, one element of their play or one element of them as a team, or maybe a player, what would you take? What would you choose from Karsiyaka, and how would you fit it in your team?
You let us talk and we just... Obviously, they are very talented and quality team with a lot of experience. And this guy next to me, I cannot reach his experience even in probably 10 years. So it's going to be who's going to dictate probably the style. And I don't think it's going to be any secrets here. Both teams know each other probably very well. Some small adjustments should be happened. Basically, I think some small adjustment by both of the teams. But in the end of the day, they have very experienced and quality players, and we need to be ready for to meet this challenge. It's not going to be easy, but we will fight for sure.
Thank you. Mr. Saritsa, second question for you. There were 5 Turkish clubs at the start of this BCL season. But Karsiyaka is the only one of these 5 Turkish clubs that made it all the way to the final 8. And you're also doing better than the other Turkish clubs in the Turkish BSL league, in the domestic league. So to what do you attribute this development, and what do you think is the factor that sets your team apart from these other Turkish clubs?
Firstly, we are a good team, we know, and we are hard workers. We have very talented and very experienced players, very good players. Also, we played many games together, and all the time we trust each other. Time to time we had some problems, some missing, some problems. We made some mistakes, but we didn't give up. Also, we improved ourselves day by day.
Thank you. Now, if I may go back to Mr. Lukic. Mr. Lukic, you've obviously played with Zaragoza twice in the regular season, but it was some time ago, and now they have a new coach. Obviously, they have some new players. Does this mean that maybe they have an advantage over you, that maybe you should throw the scouting of those 2 games away, or there is something to take from those 2 games that you can still use tomorrow?
These two games, I have to tell you, they don't have any meaning, because definitely new coach, and in that 2 weeks, I look all the games of the team. Average almost 100 points. So extremely fast transition. Good athletic players. Some roster of the team, when they play together, it's very difficult to attack, to get advantage. So, it will not be easy to play with them. So, we have to start from these 4 games. So forgot these first 2 games that we play. It was COVID situation also. So, little bit relaxed team when we came over there to play. At home court, we were very close, but unfortunately they were better, and they're better than me. So, for me, this is surprise what we've done to come in the final 8. Now we have to be ready to make another surprise to try to beat them, and that's what is important for us. This game, focus for this game, and I'm sure that we respect Zaragoza. My players respect Zaragoza. You lose it 2 times, okay, you have to respect the team, but we will give our best, what we can in this moment, even in the final games of the VTB season. We tried to recover some guys. Some of the guys were injured. They are coming back. So now we're putting everything on what we have, and let's try to do that and win that game. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Casimiro, obviously a lot of good words from coach for your team. But do you think that you have a bit of a handicap as a team in this final 8 because you're playing against the host?
Yes, it's play against a good atmosphere. This is a motivation for us. I prefer playing a court with a lot of fans and nobody. This is one thing for more motivation, no? And I think play with on the court, focus, and play hard in the game, no? Play against a good team, very good team, discipline. One team pass the ball, play good shot every time, and is strong in defense. We need to play and work hard for compete and win mentality for win the game, no?
Thank you very much. Mr. Amil, you largely had the same roster back in September. There are a few changes, a few additions, but there are people who think that your team plays a better brand of basketball now than you did back in September. Do you agree with that? And do you agree that you're a stronger team now than you were in Athens?
First of all, I hope, and I think this is a life of every team. You start in September, you start to build up, and there is some progress, and hopefully you get to this end of the season with the best basketball. And of course, the few changes we made helps us a lot, and we find the chemistry, we find the trust, and we try to continue what we from last season, So I think now for sure we are a better team. We're playing better basketball from the beginning of the season. I believe it's all the teams is the same.
Thank you, Mr. Saritsa. The third question for you: do you think? Actually, Coach Amil mentioned this before. Do you think that the key to the game against Nymburk is going to be which of the two teams is going to impose its pace, its game rhythm? Will you try to prevent Nymburk from running in transition, and you will try to play the game at a slower pace?
First game, first day are always difficult, but we know we are playing tomorrow. We are playing against very good teams. They have very good players, very good coach, and they are very athletic team. They like to play with tempo. We know. Of course, we must stop them, but also they have capacity, especially offensive parts, very well. But most important things, how we play tomorrow. I think rebound is the key of the game.
Thank you very much, Coach. We're going to have some additional questions from the room now.
First of all, congratulations to all of you for reaching the final eight. And this is basically the same question for all of you guys. Coach Lukic, if you had to pick one guy from the Zaragoza team that you want to stop, you don't want them scoring 20 plus points, which player would it be?
Difficult. It's a difficult question. First of all, now we are playing as a team. It's obvious the coach put some rules over there, so time of playing, what he wants, defensively, transition, offensively. So in each part of the game, they have their advantage and they know how to use it. So it's not. I can't. I really can't. Not that I don't want. If you want a 3-point shooter, some curl option, definitely it's a better thing. Transition option is this decent player. So when you're putting that puzzle in the system, you want to create the team who can beat everybody. So the coach is doing that. So now to put some of the players who will be the king of the game, it's very difficult.
Coach Casemiro, I'm not going to let you go off easily with this. I'm not going to allow you to say Casey Shepard. So who's the other player from Nizhny Novgorod that you want to stop?
I think it's difficult. Only one player, two players. It's a good team. It's a good team. Play like a team. Play together. Pass the ball. I think it's the outside players is possible. It's dangerous in the threes, but it's very important for us to the paint for the Novgorod pass the ball very easy, very fast, and basically every game is the same things. The same things is very important. Control the important players, but it's we need to play very good in the rebound, control the rebound. If with one run, it's necessary control the rebound and no turnovers. I think it's play good basketball, play together in defense, in offense, and don't big mistakes.
Coach Amiel, one name, just
Sorry,
one single.
but I will stay with my guys.
I assume Coach Sarija also, you don't want to pick one single guy.
Actually, I can say only one name. We must stop them all together. We must play all together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. This concludes the first part of the official pre-game press conference for Wednesday's quarterfinals. We will be back shortly with the second part, which is with the captains of the four teams. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome back to Nizhny Novgorod in Russia, the stage of the 2021 Basketball Champions League Final 8. We're here for the second part of the pre-game press conference for Wednesday's quarterfinals. And we have with us four players, one player from each of the Wednesday quarterfinalists. First on your left, we've got from the hosts, Nizhny Novgorod, we've got Ivan Strepkov. Welcome, Ivan. Next to him from Casademont Zaragagoza is Rodrigo San Miguel. Welcome, Rodrigo. From the other side of the trophy is Era Nymburk captain Wojciech Hruban. Welcome, Wojciech. And on the far, on the right side of your screens, from Pinar Karsiyaka, we have Onuralp Bitim. Welcome, Onuralp. So we will, as this is a socially distanced press conference, we will just fill some questions that we have here in the room for the four players. Starting, of course, with Ivan, who is representing the hosts here. So, Ivan, can you, as a representative of Nizhny Novgorod, can you tell us what this game tomorrow and this Final 8 represent for you personally and for the team and the club in general?
Иван, как представитель Нижнего Новгорода, что ты можешь сказать о том, что для тебя, чем для тебя является этот турнир персонально и для всей нашей команды?
Для нас это большой праздник, для команды, для клуба, для игроков, для болельщиков.
So this is a very big holiday for the whole city, for actually the whole country, for our club personally, and of course for all our teammates.
Мы рады быть в числе лучших 8 команд и рады, что этот турнир у нас дома.
We are happy to be among 8th best team of the Basketball Champions League, and we are happy to host these final 8 in Nizhny Novgorod.
Поэтому постараемся порадовать наших болельщиков хорошей игрой завтра и надеюсь, что еще 2 играми.
And I hope that we can make our fans happy tomorrow, and maybe we can keep on playing next games as well.
Fantastic, thank you very much. Rodrigo, first question for you is, of course, you are the only one on this panel who has won the cup before, the BCL trophy, so you know what it feels like, but you're also born in Zaragoza, you were raised in Zaragoza, so you're playing for your home club now, and you have the first chance to win the trophy with your home club. So can you describe a little bit for people around Europe what this means, what this would mean to you, and this chance to play in the Final 8 again, and maybe try to win the trophy?
Good afternoon. Well, just one thing, it's the second time that we tried to win with
Yes.
Zaragoza well, the beginning of this season in Athens, but this second time we think that we have more experience and that's much better for us, for sure. And for me, like you said, I'm from Zaragoza, my hometown, and for me it's the best, no? And try to win a European championship with my club, no? So I'm really excited with this experience, and I will hope the best for us, for sure.
Thank you very much. We move next to Wojciech Hruban, the captain of Era Nymburk. Wojciech, welcome to Nizhny Novgorod. After the quarterfinals draw, you said that you were pleased with the result of the draw, and because you thought that Karsiyaka is a team that suits you, that suits Nymburk. Could you please explain to us what advantage do you think your team has over Karsiyaka?
Good evening. I would like to, but I'm forbidden from my coach to say anything more. So they're different questions. No, we just said it. From the other teams, I had this feeling that this could be a good matchup for us. But maybe looking deeply on a Karsiyaka roster, I'm not maybe thinking that too much now.
Okay, thank you very much. Everyone is allowed to change their opinion. Last but not least, Onuralp, thank you for joining us here. You are the youngest on this panel. You're only 22 years old, but you have a lot of experienced guys on your team. So, can you tell us if you have had any discussions with them regarding what is the best way to prepare for such a big event as the Final 8? And as a younger player, is this first experience more or less what you expected?
I mean, as a young player, it is always like I'm always happy to experience new things, especially also when I went to Final Four, EuroLeague Final Four with FS, and this both is really huge experience for me. But as I'm 22, I think I know a lot more than my same age. So, I mean, we are really happy to be here. I think we deserved it. We always believed it. And we know that we will play against a really good team. And I think I know what he means to him to say it suits, because I think them and we have a really good offensive power. So it will be a really good game. We know that they're scoring the highest points average, and we know their strengths, and I know that they know us. So but tomorrow might be a little surprises. I think that's what makes basketball beautiful. So we will see.
Thank you. Let me come back to you, Ivan. You know, of course, better than anybody in this room, that expectations tomorrow will be very high because you're the hosts, and because you were the first team to qualify in the playoffs, the first team to win 4 games in a row. And it will also be a bit of a different experience for Zaragoza, because you will have fans in the arena, and they haven't played with fans all year long. Do you think this is an advantage for you, or maybe it will create some pressure on your team to win this game?
Да, это такой вопрос тяжелый. Посмотрим завтра, но да, это давление, ведь мы играем дома и хотим показать перед нашими болельщиками, пройти дальше, показать хороший баскетбол.
So actually, this is a very difficult question, and we will see the answer tomorrow. Of course, it's a great pressure for us because we are playing in front of our fans, and we want to show them the win.
Но в то же время я думаю, что это и преимущество, ведь это будет хорошая поддержка для нас, и, возможно, это поможет нам справиться с давлением с каким-то определенным, поэтому посмотрим завтра, как я уже сказал.
But on the other hand, it's also an advantage for us because we will feel a great support from our fans, and that will definitely help us to cope with the pressure that we are feeling now. So, as I already said, we will see tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Rodrigo, obviously you played against the Nizhny twice this season already, in November and January, and you won both games. But Nizhny coach Zoran Lukic, he said just 5 minutes ago that those games don't count because a lot of things have changed, both your team especially, and on their team. Do you agree, or do you think that it makes you the favorites that you won these 2 games that you met Nizhny?
No, you said that many things have changed from these games, since these games, and the roster is different in our case. The coach is different, and in these games, we won the first one in the last second and the second in the overtime. So they were 2 really tough games. So for me, we are in the same level. We have changed many things, so I think there are no favorites for the game. Maybe they have the fans, that is true. Maybe a little bit more pressure, but that's the only thing that can count.
Thank you. Wojciech, next question is for you, and your coach touched a little bit on this before, but you had some injury problems during the playoffs. You missed some time, but in the crucial game against Bamberg, for example, Lucas Paliza, who is your understudy, he came off. He scored like 26 points, BCL career high. And as a captain of your team, can you explain how is it possible that guys that don't play a lot during the season, they came in specific games during the playoffs, in very crucial games, and they stepped up and they make this kind of big contributions?
First of all, I don't think Lucas would like to be called understudy because we are the same age. But you were absolutely right. We had a lot of difficulties with injuries in the second group. A lot of our main players were injured and missed some time. But I think we sort of go by, put no excuses in front of us, and every time find a way to win. And every time was somebody else who stepped up and And like our coach is very like to say, there's no vacuum in basketball. This is one of his favorite mottos. So every time somebody else get a ball, get a shot, and make them. So I think it was very, very special for us to get to finalize this way, because it was really a team effort.
Thank you very much. Onuralp, I imagine you've watched some footage of some film of Nymburk already, so you know they have a lot of good wing guys, like the guy next to you. You're a wing player. What is your impression of the players they have on the wing, and what do you think is going to be the main challenge for players in your position?
I mean, we know that they are really good wing players. I mean, we know that they're really good at shooting, and like they're all really good shooters. So we try, like we are now studying for them, or like new system for them. But I mean, for wing players in my team, I think it will be, because I believe that our wing players also has a really good offensive power, but it will also be a defensive game too. You know, so I mean, I think the two really good offensive teams play against. I think it's also defense is the most important thing, because like the both teams can do offense easily, but defense is crucial. So we try to stop them in defense with we know their strengths, so we will try to do that.
Thank you very much. Ivan, a third question for you is, you played in those games against Zaragoza, both of them in November and January. And I wonder if you agree with your coach that there is no value in watching these games again, or you would like to watch them again, and maybe there are things you can take and see some things about them that you didn't see the first time, even with all the changes that have happened.
Нижний Новгород провел 2 игры с Сарагосой в ноябре и январе. На предыдущей пресс-конференции тренер Зоран Лукич сказал, что те игры уже не имеют значения. Что считаешь ты? Можно ли что-то почерпнуть оттуда, или действительно сейчас будет другая игра?
Да, абсолютно другая игра. Я считаю, во-первых, сменился тренер.
It will be a totally different game because Zaragoza has changed his head coach.
Мы уже посмотрели несколько их игр в чемпионате Испании.
We have already watched some of their games in the Endesa Liga.
Как мне кажется, это уже совсем другая команда, которая играла против нас, более агрессивная, нацеленная на атаку. Они забивают в последней игре по 100 очков, как сказал наш тренер.
For me, it's a totally different team. Now it's become more aggressive, oriented to offense, which scores more something like 100 points in a game.
Как по мне, так они стали, мне кажется, лучше за этот период, как команда. И, ну, я думаю, что и мы работали, чтобы стать лучше.
So I think they have become better as a team, but I can also say that we worked as well.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Rodrigo, no other team in this Final Eight has changed so much as Zaragoza, because first of all, you changed coach twice. Your coach here has only been with the team for a couple of weeks. You had a lot of changes on the roster as well, but somehow the team has played at the same level, in the BCL at least, throughout the season. How do you explain this? How is it possible for the players to maintain focus and in a competition and play at the same level and win so much games, so many tough games and close games? What did it take from your part as players?
Well, it's tough to say. Well, how we did it. But like you said, it was tough season with many changes, many injuries also. I don't have the answer for this question, but we did it and we are here, and it's true that 1 month ago or 2 months ago we weren't in a good shape, but right now I think that we arrived to this final eight to the best shape possible. So with the new coach, we have changed little things, little details that give us more positive energy, and we are sharing better the ball, and we are playing better defense. So, well, we are here in the right moment, I think so.
Thank you. Wojciech, you are, of course, the all-time leading scorer in this competition. You have 901 career points in the BCL. So by my calculations, you need Nymburk to reach the final, so 3 games, and you to score 33 points in each of these 3 games to reach the 1,000 points by the end of the season. So very easy question for you. Is this going to happen, yes or no?
You want an easy answer? I mean, it would be very nice to finish like this, but I mean, like my colleague said, we are offensive team, but probably not that much. I think I would have to wait for my 1,000 points to next season.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable, Karsiyaka is obviously in the final 8 here, but you're also doing very, very well in the Turkish league. You're chasing the Turkish title. So you've played a lot of games this season already in the BCL and Turkish league. Are you maybe concerned a little bit that fatigue might be a bit of a problem? Are you maybe are you worried maybe that you will not have the top level energy you need tomorrow and in the rest of the final 8 if you proceed, if you go ahead?
I mean, like tomorrow game, it won't be a normal game, so I think the energy is not going to be a problem for us because we already really concentrate, and like there's a really big thing waits us, you know, in this tournament. So like if like when we look at this cup and when we think it, like we can find energy, you know, because it's like one of the most important games ahead of us, and we have to go step by step, and I really think that we will be 100% ready mentally and physically.
Thank you very much. We will just have a final round of questions, please, from the floor.
Yeah, just a question to everyone apart from Ivan because he's local. Guys, it's a privilege these days to play in front of fans, something you haven't experienced for a while. Are you excited about it? Do you think it will take any time adjusting back to this again? Thank you.
Okay, obviously I was when there was a decision time of where the final 8 is going to happen. My only thought was please be somewhere with the fans. So this is happening here in Novgorod. Hopefully there's going to be as much as they can be in a gym, because you know, play without the fans is very weird. It's not. It's connected more to pre-season than actual season, and as soon as it get over, it will be better for us. So I hope this will be like the first start. We can get the fans here in Final 8, and then slowly back to our own gyms.
Rodrigo, you want to go next?
Okay, I totally agree with him. Play without fans is, I'm not gonna say no basketball, but it's not real basketball, and I'm happy that finally they could find a place where the fans are with us. I know that we play against the fans, but even with this, it's better to play with them.
And Honorable?
I think the fans are like one of the most important thing in sport, and I also think that even if not your fans, like even if they boo you, like you can use that as a motivation, and I think it's really important too, you know. So yeah, it's always see fans is always good. So also we are really excited because, like you said, we couldn't play with the fans like maybe over the 1 year, so we are really excited.
Thank you.
Ivan, I've got 2 words for you. Andrei Vorontsevich. How much did he help the team? What was it like to meet a legend and be a teammate of his?
С его приходом как будто бы наш пазл сложился.
With him in our team, we feel like the puzzle is full now.
Что можно сказать? Он играл 13, по-моему, сезонов в ЦСКА. Сколько финалов 4 Евролиги, у него большой опыт.
So he spent something like 13 or 14 years in the CSKA, and he participated in multiple of Final Four of EuroLeague. He has a great experience.
И на тренировках сейчас он помогает молодым игрокам. Я думаю, они, смотря на него, должны расти и принимать какие-то вещи, которые он делает на автомате, которые им еще предстоит, наверное, изучить.
And now during the practices, he speaks a lot with the young players, and he is a very good example for them, and they can take a lot from him.
Rodrigo, you won the first edition of the Champions League. You played another Final Four and another Final Eight. You're probably the best person to talk about the development of the league. What was the league like in 2017, and where is it now?
Well, at the beginning, it was a really good competition from the first day. And of course, they improved many things, a lot of small details, but the competition, I think, is really good from the beginning. And I think that is going to keep growing in the future for sure. But I think it's going to be, it has been great from the beginning.
Wojtek, Nizhny are not the only team that had a mid-season addition that turned them into a whole lot better team. You got Retino Basohan. What did you think of his game this season? How much has he helped you provide that spark to turn you into a contender?
Retin came shortly before our first game in BCL this season, and he just clicked in like a good puzzle piece. He fits into our system very well. He's a very good leader of a team. He's an engine of our offense and also anchor of our defense. So what more can I say? He's a very important part of the team and a very good teammate as well.
And finally, on Uralpo, we all know that Karsiyaka have amazing international players from Amat Mbai to Raymer Morgan and everybody else. What about you guys, the domestic guys? Do you have like your own personal WhatsApp group and go like, you need to take over today, I'm going to take over the next week? Guys like you, like Birsen and Yildirim and all the others.
I mean, we really have a lot of great international players, and I think it's a huge luck for us. But also we know that everybody's contribution is important, and especially tournaments like this, you know, because everybody knows each other. So I think key players of the game, you know, not the main stars, really I think important part. So I mean, we will try to do our best to, you know, help the international players and all of us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. This concludes the second and final part of the pre-game press conference for Wednesday's quarterfinals. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with the pre-game press conference for Thursday's quarterfinals. Thank you.
Thank you very much.